Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Liberty Call. Today is Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. Hope you're having a fantastical day out there. Stros are playing terrible right now. They're down 1-0 in the sixth. Just cannot get any offense established. It is just frustrating. I'm going to have a stroke sitting here in this chair. So anyways, like I said, hope you're having a great day out there. It's a beautiful day here in Colorado. Not quite as cool as yesterday, but I will take it. So before we jump into the news of the day, if you could do me a favor, if you could give me some thumbs up, a like, share, subscribe, a follow, and press that notification bell. Alrighty, let's go ahead and jump into the markets for today. Dow Jones was, finished in the green, up 0.09%, 39 points, closed at 49,196. S&P 500 flat, right at zero, closed at 5708. NASDAQ up 0.08, 13 points, closed at 17,924. The VIX also was down today, 1.87%, which is a little odd with all the volatility right now. It's at 1890 right now. Canada down 0.13, Brazil up 0.74, and Mexico down 0.52%. Over in Europe, Germany was down 1/3%, the UK up 0.17%, France up 0.05%, Netherlands up 0.74%, Spain down 0.55%, Italy down 0.28%, Switzerland up 0.19%, and Portugal down 0.65%. Russian exchanges, MOEX down 1.5%, RTSI down 2.7%, and the overnights, the Nikkei was down 2.22%, Australia down 0.13%, New Zealand down 1.05%, and the only Chinese market open was the Hang Seng. It was up 6.2%. All right, so those are the markets for today. So things have evidently, well, for the time being, seem to have slowed down, or the tensions have gotten back to a cool simmer in the Middle East. So I haven't seen any more reports of bombings or anything from Iran, and I believe there was a statement that said that for the time being, that's what they're going to do. So I don't know. All I know is I don't want to pay for it. I really don't care. I mean, if those two groups of people want to kill each other, feel fine. The Arabs and the Israelis can't get along, let them fight it out. I just don't want to spend any money on it or have any of our American servicemen lose their life over it. Anyways, all right, let's get into the market recap. U.S. stocks struggle for direction as rising Middle East tensions weigh. All right, U.S. stocks struggle for direction on Wednesday as investors weighed stronger than expected jobs data and rising tensions in the Middle East. The ADP employment report showed U.S. private payrolls increased by 143,000 in September, surpassing estimates of 103,000. This signaled underlying strength in the labor market ahead of Friday's highly anticipated Labor Department employment report. The Federal Reserve is closely monitoring the labor market, with Fed policymakers signaling the possibility of further rate cuts if unexpected weakness occurs. All right, so despite some positive jobs data, market sentiment turned cautious after Iran launched missiles at Israel in retaliation for Israeli strikes on Hezbollah. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu promised retaliation, and U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, who, I'm sorry, that man is not very bright. He, in my opinion, is your typical lifetime military guy. He doesn't really have a spine, and just is a yes man to the end. So anyway, Lloyd Austin warned of severe consequences for Tehran's actions. Again, Israel is not the 51st state. UBS, however, predicted that the conflict would likely stop short of a full-scale war. Well, that's good to know. Nike stock dropped more than 5% after the company withdrew its full-year forecast and reported a 10% revenue slump. Tesla stock fell over 3% as the third quarter vehicle deliveries missed estimates, and Harley-Davidson also saw a 3% decline following a downgrade due to concerns about its third quarter performance. Energy stocks, which initially rose amid Mideast tensions, gave up the gains after U.S. crude inventories unexpectedly increased by 3.9 million barrels, contrary to expectations of a decline. That seems strange. How does just 3.9 million barrels just show up out of nowhere? Strange. In summary, U.S. stocks wavered as mixed economic data and geopolitical risks weighed on investor sentiment, with focus shifting to the upcoming employment report and further developments in the Middle East. Well, I mean, if you can trust the unemployment reports that come out of Washington, I mean, seriously. All right, next up, construction sector helps lift U.S. private payrolls in September. So let's dive a little deeper into that. In September, U.S. private payrolls grew more than expected, with 143,000 jobs added, exceeding the forecast of 120,000. This growth was driven, it said 102 in the other article. So doesn't matter. This growth was primarily driven by construction, leisure, and hospitality sectors, which added 26,000 and 34,000 respectively. Other sectors such as healthcare, health services, and professional and business services also attributed to the increase. However, small businesses shed 8,000 positions, and the information industry lost 10,000 jobs. Wages for workers staying in their jobs rose by 4.7% year over year, a slight decrease from August's 4.8% growth. Wages for those switching jobs also slowed to 6.6%, down from 7.3%. Aligning with a decline in workers quitting, for better opportunities. The Federal Reserve, responding to labor market concerns, cut its benchmark interest rate by 50 basis points last month. Another rate cut is anticipated in November and December. The ADP report was released ahead of Friday's official September jobs report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which is expected to show an increase of 125,000 private payroll jobs and 140,000 total non-farm payrolls. However, the ADP report has historically been an unreliable predictor of the BLS numbers. Shocking. October's job outlook faces uncertainty due to ongoing strikes by 30,000 Boeing machinists and dock workers on the East Coast and Gulf Coast. If the strike persists, the job growth in October could turn negative. Well, that's not good. Yeah, that dock worker, if you can find the video of the guy, of the union head, I mean, again, I don't think he's going to cave. And one of podcasts I listen to in the evenings, it's everything from, the news of the day to, aliens. So it could be all over the place. So he, one of his people who called in yesterday was a nephew of that guy, of the union head. And he's like, no, this has nothing to do, not as much to do with like wages and things as is the security and they want to increase or add in a lot of AI technology into the docks, so which would be reducing jobs. He's like, hey, if we don't have people actually looking at inside these containers, granted you can pay off a person, but that is what it is. Anyways, let's get into this last article here. Panic buying already spreading as dock worker strike gets underway. And strangely, speaking of this article, one of my cousins over second cousin over in Arizona, she was commenting that over at Costco today, she saw people were just ordering like paper towels and toilet paper. And she's basically, her comment was shame on Costco for allowing it to happen. But people are already freaking out like they did during COVID. So anyways, let's get into the article. A strike by union dock workers at U.S. East and Gulf Coast ports began early on Tuesday, causing widespread concern and panic buying at supermarkets across the country. Reports of shoppers rushing to buy water, toilet paper, and other essentials surfaced on social media as videos showed empty shelves at retailers like Kroger and Walmart. The strike, led by the International Longshoremen's Association, stems from stalled negotiations with the United States Maritime Alliance over wages, benefits, and port automation. I think that port automation is probably really the sticking point there, is that they foresee that this could lead to some real bad things as far as, illegal contents coming into the U.S., people coming in, stowaways and, trafficking of people. So anyways, the union rejected a proposal of 50% wage increase over 6 years, leading to the work stoppage. Key affected ports include the Port of New York and New Jersey, the Port of Savannah and Houston, three of the busiest in the U.S. U.S. retailers like Walmart, IKEA, Samsung, and Home Depot could face supply chain disruptions, although Walmart has stated it has prepared for such events. Yeah, IKEA, where are you going to get those like Lincoln Log furniture? I mean, what are people going to do? I mean, you can't have, husband and wives will have nothing to fight over. Let's see here. The strike could have a significant impact on U.S. agriculture, as over 75% of agriculture products rely on waterborne shipping. Economist Daniel Munch from the American Farm Bureau Federation estimated that a prolonged strike could disrupt $1.4 billion in agricultural trade per week, affecting exports of poultry, cotton, red meat, and dairy. Retailers and industry groups have urged the Biden administration to intervene to prevent further economic fallout. And I think what they would do is they would invoke, would that be the word? They would use the Taft-Hartley or Hartley. It's one of those act. Basically, it forces the union members to go back to work for 30 days as a cooling off period. But as the union had said, he's like, sure. Yeah, we'll come back to work. What we used to do, what we'd be doing 1 hour, say we moved 30 containers, we'll do 8. We'll put you out of business. I mean, really, they have everyone over a barrel. So I think they're going to get what they want. All right. Well, that's everything they had for today. If anyone needs anything from me, please go to DSAFinancialGroup.com. That's where you can go get all your financial planning needs addressed. So feel free to give me a buzz. I'd be happy to help. All right. Well, that's everything they had for today. And while I sit here and watch the last third of the Astro game and pull my hair. Oh, wait, I don't have any hair to pull out. So anyways, hope everyone has a great night, and I'll talk to you again. Adios.